Today's story is about Mona and Carrie. Mona and Carrie are best friends. Mona, real quiet, tomboyish, just super chill. Whereas Carrie was sweet, lively, bubbly, just a happy person to be around. And they were best friends. If you seen one, you seen the other. People used to always crack jokes like, dang, do y'all ever get tired of each other? Y'all always around each other, by each other, together. That's weird. But they didn't see it as weird because nobody understood their friendship. And it didn't matter because they did. Carrie, the happy one, the sweet one, got a lot of male attention. Mona didn't care for that too much because she didn't feel like nobody was good enough for her best friend. But that didn't stop Carrie from dating. Dating in particular, this dude named Terrence. Terrence was a bad boy. On the hood side, always in some mess. But it sparked Carrie's innocent attention. She really liked Terrence. But Mona, she just seen something bad in him. The crazy part about it, though, is Terrence was in love with Carrie. He had a bunch of females before he met her, but he dropped all of them when he fell in love with Carrie for the main reason because he never met nobody like her. She was sweet. She was innocent. She was bubbly. She was peace to him. But Mona like, nah, he ain't good enough for my best friend. She starts saying these things to Carrie, and Carrie like, oh, you just don't know him. You got to get to know him, best friend. Just give him a chance, best friend. And Mona like, yeah, I still not convinced that he was a good dude. So she took it upon herself to get him out the picture. She had went through Carrie's phone when they was at a restaurant one time because they had each other passwords and all that type of stuff to get into each other's phones, locations, etc., etc. So she goes into her best friend's phone. She gets Terrence's number and she saves it into her phone and puts Carrie's phone back exactly how it was. Shortly after this day, Mona starts texting from a text now, WhatsApp app, whatever they call it, to Terrence's phone, like some chick flirting with him or, sex texting him, etc., stuff like that. And so she puts it in Carrie's ear. Do you really think he faithful? And Carrie like, yeah, he hasn't gave me any reason to not be faithful. Nobody be playing on my phone or in my DMs, nothing crazy like that. I really believe when he say he loved me, that he loves me. And Mona like, well, do you ever check his phone? And she like, no, why would I check his phone? He gives me no reason to do any of those things. And my mom always told me, if you go looking, you go find something. And she like, well, you such a good woman. You deserve to be with somebody who deserves you. And you already know about his, reputation before he was with you. He was a hoe and he rough, you know what I'm saying? You deserve better than that. What if you get caught up in his drama? Just one day, check his phone. See if he's still messing with an ex or in some beef. Whatever you got to do to protect yourself. The more Carrie was listening to her best friend, this is my best friend. She ain't going to steer me wrong. She decided one day when they was kicking it and he was staying at her house, as soon as they got done watching movies, eating, being intimate, he falls asleep. She goes through his phone because he, like her best friend, she got all his information and stuff. He never gave her a reason to think he was cheating. He let her know his passwords and just leave his phone around anywhere. So she like, let me just see. Curiosity got the best of her. She go in there. She see all kind of sexy text messages and half naked women in his phone and stuff, but it's not in his actual text messages. It's in like the trash, the deleted stuff. So she shake him and wake him up. Terrence, what is this? What is this? Dang near like shoving the phone in his face. And he like, baby, no, I don't know what that is. I've been getting these messages randomly out of nowhere. And you see, I deleted them. I wasn't deleting them, because I was trying to hide something. I was deleting them because I don't know who the hell this is. I don't know who that woman is. And she like, you just gonna tell me anything? I'm out here looking crazy, giving you my heart, and you cheating on me. You got all these naked women in your phone and all these nasty, sexy texts and stuff. What is this? What is this? And he like, baby, I don't know. I've been blocking number after number, but the texts keep coming and the random naked pictures keep coming. I don't know these numbers and I don't know these women, but she wasn't hearing it. She like, my best friend told me about you. She told me about you. He like, what? What did Mona tell you about me? No, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm not doing nothing. Like, all of that stopped. I did all of that when we got together. But Carrie wasn't hearing it. She like, you know what? You could get yourself up, get dressed, get out of my house. We're done. We're done. But he like, no, we're not done, baby. Just hear me. Let me explain. I don't know. Carrie wasn't going for it. Soon as he left and got out of her house, she called up Mona crying on the phone. Like, you was right. You was right. I don't know why I didn't see it. I was so blind. I'm so stupid. And Mona like, no, you're not stupid. No, I was trying to, prevent this from happening to you. Whole time, it was Mona who was texting him them AI pictures. These wasn't even real women. And these fake text messages from all these, apps where you can play on people's phone, etc., stuff like that. And she just loving the fact that he's out the picture because she didn't think that he was good enough for her best friend. Carrie just put the little dating scene on hold. And she just went back to just hanging out with her best friend and them being close and doing stuff together. And Mona was loving it. Cause she like, ain't nobody out here good enough for my best friend. If he don't come correct, he can't have her. And I'm gonna make sure that, etc., etc. But of course, she was never telling Carrie she was behind that. They just went back, and started kicking it full term because there was no relationship involved with, Carrie having somebody. And they went on with their lives. Months passed. Carrie is now over the breakup with Terrence. So she's like, okay, she go to Mona, best friend, I think I'm ready. My heart is healed. I'm about to put my feet back out there and see what's in the dating pool. And Mona like, you sure? I mean, you seen what happened with Terrence. I don't want you to go through that no more. And just trying to talk her out of it. And Mona, she's doing a hell of a good job. She basically pleading with her, like, you don't need to go through that. Ain't nobody good enough for you. And Carrie like, I love how you love me and you stand up for me. You're my cheerleader. But we not getting no younger. Like, I want to be married. I want to have my partner in life to grow with. Like, you my best friend. That ain't gonna never change. But I want a man, And, she laughing, but Mona, she not finding it funny. She like, okay, best friend, but just, be mindful. Don't be blind to stuff like you was with Terrence. And Carrie like, what you mean? And she like, no shade, but I'm just saying, you thought Terrence was a good dude and you see how that turned out. And Carrie like, you saying no shade, but that was real shady because I really thought he was a good dude and I put my whole heart in that. He gave me no reason to think otherwise. And, honestly, if it wasn't for you telling me to look through his phone, we probably would still be good right now. And Mona like, what you mean? You will still want to be with a cheater? And she like, but I wouldn't think he was cheating or know he was cheating because he never gave me a reason that he was doing that. He showed me attention. He catered to me. He always wanted to be around me instead of his boys and stuff. Like, he was not the dude everybody was saying he is when he got with me. Like, I don't know. And then she like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about that. He old news, whatever. And changed the subject because she was getting mad at how hard Mona was, going at her whole time. Mona messed that relationship up. You know what I'm saying? Because she just felt like nobody was good enough for her best friend. So now Carrie is ready to start dating or whatever. She's out with Mona. They out at a karaoke bar having a good old time. And this real well-dressed, handsome, look like he got himself together dude walk up to her while she's at the bar grabbing her and Mona some kind of sweet girly drink, before it's their turn to get called to go up on stage and sing their song. And he like, hey, how you doing? And she a little shy, but she peek over to him and notice he handsome and he's well dressed. He don't look like a hood dude. He look like he got himself together. He out here at a karaoke bar. Not too many dudes go karaoke, and he might be all right. And she like, I'm doing okay. Just me and my best friend out here, just enjoying ourselves, letting our hair down, and I'm just waiting on our drink. And he like, what you getting? And she like, oh, I'm just gonna get some sweet tarts. We ain't no big drinkers unless it tastes like juice. And she laugh or giggle or whatever. And he like, well, you know what? He get the bartender attention. He like, whatever she drinking for the rest of the night, put it on my tab. And she like, well, as much as I appreciate it, but I'm here with my best friend. He like, correction, put hers and her best friend drink on my tab. And so Carrie look over to her best friend looking all like, because she wondering who her best friend talking to. Like, every time we go somewhere, some dude trying to talk to her, like, dang, they always in her face. That's the face she making. And Carrie wave over to her best friend a couple tables from the bar, and she like, yeah, that's my best friend, Mona. Mona is a tomboy, so she's dressed in kind of like, not like a dude, but she ain't dressed like cute and sexy like Carrie, And he like, oh, okay. Well, y'all enjoy yourselves, and I'm here if you want to save me a dance or whatever. And she started laughing. She like, all right. So she go back to her best friend because she don't want to be rude. They went out together, so she ain't want to leave with the dude and start, spending time with him. She don't know him. So her and Mona continue to have a good time. But before they left, the dude didn't hesitate to make his way back to Carrie before closing time and say, hey, my name is Patrick. Here's my phone number. If you're ever free or just need to talk to somebody or whatever, just hang out. Give me a call, give me a text, whatever. And she like, okay, cool, And she was like, well, since you giving me your number, I ain't gonna have you waiting on me to call you. Here's mine. My name is Carrie, etc., etc. They exchange numbers and they go on their way. Soon as Carrie and Mona get in Mona's car, because they rode together to the karaoke bar, Mona ain't hesitate. Carrie, who was that? And she like, this nice guy who sparked up a conversation at the bar. He said his name was Patrick. He looked like he got himself together, real mature looking. He was really cool. I got good vibes from him. And she like, who that corny dude who bought our drinks all night? And she like, Mona, be nice. He's not corny. He was really cool. And I liked how he dressed. It was different from the hood attire. He had himself put together really nice. It was GQ sexy. I liked it. Mona was like, ugh, I guess. Just like downplaying everything that Carrie was saying. And Carrie like, I'm about to get into it with you, girl. You crazy. Anyway, did you have fun tonight? And she like, oh yeah, Mona. Like, yeah, I had a good old time, girl. We was blowing, knowing both of them can't sing. And they just, did a recap of the night, laughing all the way to Mona dropping Carrie off at home. They do their best friend hug. All right, girl, be blessed. Call me when you get home. Mona said, all right, you already know. And they go in the house, Carrie go in the house and Mona go home. She go home. Days pass and Carrie and Patrick is talking. And it's really good. It's really nice. And it's fresh. And he's just so different from Terrence. Like, Terrence was a really good guy to her, but he was edgy. He was a bad boy in her eyes. He was different. But Patrick was the person that she could bring home to her parents, and she could see her life with him. The whole thing, traveling, husband, kids, the white fence, the little dog, like the whole thing. This was her husband in her eyes. Like, she didn't even see that with Terrence. She like, this is my husband. But she waited before she told Mona about it. She didn't even tell Mona that she was talking to him on a serious level, because she didn't want to hear none of Mona hating stuff, saying he not good enough for my best friend. And then she was like, okay, maybe she not hating, she's just really overprotective. But she still didn't want to mention it to Mona because she didn't want to mess this up. She wanted to continue to see what he was about. And she even mentioned to Patrick about Terrence having all this stuff in his phone. So Patrick made it a point to leave his phone everywhere open to show her, bam, I ain't doing nothing crazy. It's only you. I only want you. I want to talk to you. I only want to be with you. Weeks turn into months. Months, almost a year. And Patrick proposed. It's finally time to let Mona know that, because she, over the months, eventually Carrie let Mona know that she was talking to Patrick, but she downplayed it. Like, and it's good. We talking, whatever. But she didn't let her know the intensity of the relationship because, like I said, she didn't want to hear none of her hate and stuff. So she let her know, like, okay, best friend, me and Patrick have been really dating, like for real dating, and it is serious. But before you say anything, I have went through his phone, I have went through his messages, I have, did little tests on him, just anything to catch him up to see if he was a bad guy, and he passed every little test. And he proposed, and she's so happy. And Mona like, what? So you've been talking to this dude and all this stuff, and you didn't want to tell your best friend about it? And she like, Carrie, like, it's not that I didn't want to tell you, I just didn't want to get the negativity. Like, he is a really good dude, and he ain't nothing like Terrence. Like, I didn't want you to compare them at all. I just wanted to enjoy this and love what this was, to see how it grows. And now he want me to be his wife. The only thing I need to hear from you is if you go be, you know what I'm saying, my maid of honor, my best friend honor, whatever you want to call it. That's all I want to know. And Mona like, oh, well, I mean, if he making you happy, then sure, of course. Like, really dry. But Carrie, being the sweet, bubbly, lively person that she is, she just ignored it and gave, when she seen her, she just gave her a hug, like, oh my gosh, I'm getting married, And so now it's time to start getting in the wedding mindset. I wanted to plan a wedding, and that's all Carrie talking about is her wedding. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Oh, this how it's gonna be. This is gonna be, and it's getting on Mona's nerves. Like, she is irritated with it because she don't think nobody is good enough for her best friend. She didn't heard enough about Patrick to know where he works, where he stays. So what she do? She waits till he get off of work, and she camps out at his house. And she do this a few times to get a routine of when he gets home. She looks up and down the street to see when the, street lights come on, when they don't come on, how many people on the street. I mean, like, she start clocking all of it. Like, okay, blah, 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 like stalkerish. She got obsessed with Patrick's routine because she wants to make sure that her best friend is not getting, played, and no random females is popping up at his house at a certain time of night when he off of work. Just weird behavior. And then she take it a step further, like, if Carrie don't want to believe me, then dude gotta go. He gotta go. So what she do? She wait for him in the house, goes into the house. She goes to his car. She's a tomboy. She does a lot of manly things. One of them being, she knows the ins and outs of a car. Not saying that that's a man's thing, but most women don't know about fixing cars unless, like, they're interested in cars, or their dad or granddad or uncle or somebody, boyfriend, husband, then taught them how to fix cars. Well, in this case, she knows about cars because not only is she, a tomboy, she likes cars, but her dad knew a lot about fixing cars and put that in Mona. Mona slits his brakes. She slits his brakes. Her mindset was to mess with his tires to give angry ex vibes, But she like, nah, they done made it to the whole engaged fiance stage. I can't do like I did with Terrence and seeing fake text messages or bust windows and slit tires and nothing like that. We passed that. He gotta go. Like, she was obsessed and crazy about the whole situation because hell no, you're not about to take my best friend from me. He gotta go. So she slit his brakes. The next day, Patrick gets up. He do everything, his morning routine. He's about to get ready to go for work. He gets out, he gets in his car, and he starts to drive, and everything seems fine. But he noticed after some time, he can't stop. He trying, he hitting it, he doing everything. And in the process is of him trying to stop, a car is flying towards him. And he like, what the hell is going on? He's trying to crash. It's a bad total. The car was flying and hit him full on smash. Next thing you know, Carrie, who was at work, get a phone call from Patrick's mama. They've been dating almost a year. They're engaged. Of course he met the parents. Carrie, please get up to the hospital. Patrick's in the hospital. He been in a bad car accident. Get up here. She give her the location. She goes up to the hospital. She sees the parents in the waiting room. They hug. They cry. What's going on? What happened? What? All these questions. The doctor comes from the back, calls the parents' name or last name. Do anybody know Patrick so-and-so, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all done seen the whole setup in shows and movies, heard about it, probably been through it. Patrick didn't make it. Carrie called Mona, crying hysterically. Best friend, I'm at the hospital. I need you. Mona like, what's going on? I mean, could get an Oscar. What's going on? What? Calm down, relax. I can't hear you. And Carrie like, Patrick is dead. He died. He was in a car accident. I need you to come up here, please. I need my best friend. I'm on my way. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Speed to the hospital. Go through the doors. Go, to the waiting room. See her best friend. Hold her, console her, be there for her. Everything she's supposed to be in a best friend. It's a lot for Carrie. Now Carrie and his parents is trying to figure out like what to do. They're grieving their son. She's grieving her fiance. They got to get ready to plan his funeral. It's a whole thing. And then she finds out this wasn't just no random car speed and hit him car accident. Once they looked at the car and dug more into the situation and got the guy, because once the guy ran into him, he was really messed up as well. They noticed that Patrick's brakes was cut. So the police, after they talked to the parents and, they go to talk to Carrie and they're like, was Patrick into anything? Like, had any enemies, any problems at work? Problems in his daily personal life besides work, anything of that nature? And she's like, no, everybody loved Patrick. Patrick was the coolest, nicest. He was calm. He will give you the shirt off his back. Really good guy. Like, why are you asking these questions? And they're like, well, the further we looked into it, his brakes were slit. Someone cut his brakes. Who would intentionally try to hurt him? And she like, huh? Like, she can't process what they just told her. And so the cops and the people doing the whole investigation, they're like, somebody tried to kill him and they succeeded. Someone cut his brakes. And she just broke down crying, like, who would do that? He's a good dude. Crying, screaming hysterically. Who would do that? Like, she couldn't understand because he was a really, really, really good guy. And that just made the grieving process even longer, because now she's not only grieving her fiance, trying to be there for his parents, planning a funeral. Now she got to wrap her mind around the fact somebody purposely did this to him. And the more she cried and the more she grieved, and Mona was there for her through all this, when she was able to really sit by herself and think about it, she like, I don't want to, but I gotta talk to my best friend. Something in her wanted to ask Mona, like, did she do it? Did she know who did it? Did she hire somebody to do it? Because she couldn't think of nobody else that, would not want her to be with him or to want to harm him, because in her eyes, he was perfect. So she calls up her best friend and she like, hey, when you get a chance, can you come by here at around 7 tonight, because I just need to talk, and I need somebody to talk to, and just, I don't want to be alone right now. I'm still hurting and sad. I need my best friend. Mona was ecstatic. Of course, I'm coming. And she came. And she been coming. Anytime her best friend needed her, she came running, being the shoulder to cry on, the support she needed. She gets there on time, ready to console Carrie. But the face Carrie had was not crying, sad, grieving. It was, we got to get to the bottom of this, because she couldn't shake it. Mona comes through the door. Carrie got the door open, holding it open for her to walk through. She shuts the door. Carrie said, "We've been best friends forever, and you have always had the best interest for me. You won't let nobody play me, F me over, be mean to me. You're my cheerleader, my hype man, my support system, my everything. You there more than my family. Like, you my sister. But when it comes to my relationships, you get weird, you get awkward, and I just cannot put a finger on why you do that. So it's hurting me to even have to ask you this." Mona getting nervous. She twitching. She she looking uneasy, and she like, "Carrie, just say it. Like, just what?" Now she getting irritated. What do you want to ask me? "Did you do this?" "Did I do what, Carrie?" Mona like, "What?" "Did you hurt Patrick?" "Hurt him how? He died in a car accident." She like, "No. He died in a car accident, but he died from somebody slitting his tires. His brakes, and he wasn't able to stop before this speeding car hit him. If his brakes wasn't slit, then he would have probably been able to stop in time, which would have avoided him dying. Did you do it?" Mona like, man, come on now. Why would you ask me something? Carrie like, she over the bull. "Did you do it, Mona?" "Yeah, I did it. He wasn't good enough for you. None of them wasn't. He wasn't. Terrence wasn't. None of them niggas was good enough for you." And she like, "What? Terrence? Why is we back to him? I was engaged. Why is you bringing him?" Because I had to show you that he wasn't good enough for you. So, I had to text him sexy stuff, seeing if he was going to reply. And I had to send him some naked pictures of some random bees on AI to see if he take the bait. And he wasn't going for it. But by that time, you had already found them in his deleted, messages or whatever. And he wasn't good enough for you anyway, so I ain't say nothing. Carrie just sitting there, taking it all in. And she just seeing her just waving her hands and going crazy. And she like, "Cause I love you. I love you. It's always been me, Carrie. It's always been me. Who was there to wipe your tears? Who was there to help you, to support you, to be there? It's always been me, and you never seen me." Carrie like, "What? What? So you sabotaged all my relationships and even caused my fiance to die because you in love with me? It's always been me." Mona punched the wall. "And you ain't never noticed me. It's always been me." Before Carrie know it, she done picked up the big old lamp that's on the side by the door, because they still talking in the doorway even though the door is closed, and just threw it at her. And she's like, "Psh, how could you?" And she just trying to fight her and stuff, and it ain't even in her nature to fight, but everything is telling her like, "This bitch didn't ruin everything for me." And she just going crazy, and Mona just letting her, even though Mona could beat up Carrie because she, she's kind of manly, and she's bigger than her, and this is not Carrie's nature, but she don't care. She like, "Get the fuck out of my house, get out." Carrie cannot fathom the fact that her best friend didn't ruin her life. She don't got it in her to kill her, and she throwing stuff and hitting her, but it ain't doing nothing for Mona. So what does she do? She calls the police. What Mona did not know was, through this whole conversation that they were having in the doorway, Carrie was recording, because she was praying to God that her best friend did not do this. She was hoping that hopefully it's just some random person that she didn't know about or didn't hear about, that he had beef with an ex or somebody crazy just randomly wanted to do this, did this to Patrick. She was hoping she could record this conversation and can delete this conversation, because her best friend would not do that. She loved her too much. You know, it's the yin to her yang. This is her sister. But that wasn't the case. So she called the police and they told her to come down with her, you know, whatever she got. She played it for them. She was, they, you know, she even told him, yeah, I threw, you know, a lamp at her and tried to fight her and stuff like that. But she did this. She killed Patrick. You hear her on there. I said her name. After they was done with their interview, they went and arrested Mona and charged her with murder. The moral of this story is, I guess if you have a best friend and you're secretly in love with them, speak up. Do not go to the extent that Mona did. Sabotaging, manipulating, gaslighting, murder. Speak up. And if your friend is not into that, y'all go y'all separate ways, or, you know, because it may change the whole dynamic of y'all friendship. How could y'all really go back to being best friends when you're in love with your best friend? I mean, there's love. Like, I have a best friend. I love the hell out of my best friend, but I'm not in love with her. Like, I don't want to be with her intimately. You get what I'm saying? If you are trying to be with your best friend intimately, you need to check those feelings, or you need to state those feelings, so y'all could be on the same page, or not on the same page, but whatever the case may be. Don't let it take over your life to where you do something stalkerish or, you know, obsessive, crazy, and ruin your best friend's life in the name of being in love with her or him. If you made it to the end of this story, please hit the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I really appreciate it. And please leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. With that, I'm out. Stacy's Story Time.